Hello and welcome back to Against the Storm. In our last town, we explored the new world map cycle update and started a new cycle, a new town. Did quite well, I think, in that town, and are back out here at the world map now for the latest update, the world events update. Now, most of this stuff, most of the big parts of this stuff, we won't be able to see because it has to do with world events that either won't spawn because this is an existing world map, or they're going to spawn in some of these question marks that we have not yet revealed. I don't know the mechanics of that as to whether the world map, the specific points of interest are fixed when the world map is generated, or if they are randomly assigned once they are revealed. But either way, we won't see them today. I had asked in the last episode where I should embark upon next. I think almost everyone who answered said that I should go here and experience these two world map modifiers: Land of Greed, where impatience grows 50% quicker, but trade routes reduce the impatience generation speed by 20%. So that's going to be a little bit of an oof, but I think we'll be fine. And then also we'll have a levitating monument, which means that we can rebuild as much as we want, or rearrange things as much as we want without rebuilding, which is really good, I think, for sort of the mid-game when you're starting to replace or you're starting to put in some houses. Maybe you can move those shelters out to another community or out further or whatever, rearrange the little neighborhoods like I like to make, things like that. So that's a really fun one to have sometimes for that type of thing. It doesn't really matter because the houses are only really decorative anyway. They're not really functional, but other than just providing housing. But it's still kind of nice to have little neighborhoods and things. We did get this deed last time. Win a game near the overgrown library modifier. That just gives us some experience points. We didn't claim it at the end of the last episode because, well, the last episode went a little bit long, and so we didn't. I had almost even, I would say, conflicting votes on whether I should go for another embarkation point, which, by the way, has a new icon. One of 61 new icons in this update. We could go for that one right away, or we could start down here and work our way back up. This gives a bit more storage per building, which is kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, they don't have to walk back and forth as far for buildings that produce a variety of different things. They can, or as many times, I should say, for buildings that produce a variety of different things, because they'll be able to carry a full stack of something, more likely to get a full stack of something to carry back with them. I'm thinking, production buildings as well as gathering buildings. Whereas with the smaller storage, they have to empty out the storage, even if there's only, partial stacks of different things in it. So, but on the other side of the coin, that means that they're bringing stuff back to storage a little less often for you. So that means that you may have resources that aren't available to you that should be, because they're still in the output slots of buildings. Now, of course, for construction, that doesn't matter. For production, it doesn't matter either, because those things will grab from a nearby output storage slot as much as the central storage buildings, the warehouse buildings. But you end up with, a possibility of certain cases like trades and things like that, where you don't have things available to you because they're in the building's output slot instead of being in a central storage. So, but then, the next thing here is embarkation bonus for parts, which I don't really see the need for. And then up here, worker capacity increase. So the kind of split decision was either go with this one because it's the lowest tier one, we're gonna have to do it eventually, or go with this one because it's an embarkation point. So I'm going to split the vote here and go with the embarkation point, just because I like embarkation points, because I like stuff and taking stuff with me. So let's go here. One of the things we got as a feature in this update, though, is that we no longer have to wait till the end of the cycle to complete a seal. So we could go straight there and complete that seal in, half the storm cycle, and by attempting it, it finishes the cycle. Now, that's both good and bad. On one hand, you're resetting your cycle. On the other hand, you're resetting your cycle. So I think we'll kind of stick with the plan we had, which is to come out this way a bit, maybe mess around out here a bit, and then swing back in to get that seal toward the end of the cycle. We'll probably get, 10 or something towns in this cycle, assuming they don't reset the world map before then. But we'd have to start playing Prestige, which means I would have to start investing a bit more time into it, and I don't really have the time to invest into, I don't know, skilling up on the game, although it's not really a question of skill, it's a question of practice. I think more so than that, for me at least. So we could work toward the Platinum, but we'd have to get up to Prestige 5. And I just don't know that I have really the time to invest in that much practice to get to that skill level, that practical skill level of being able to actually accomplish that. So that's why I've kind of been avoiding Prestige all along. Part of it's been, you know, I want most of these upgrades and things, and not specifically the actual building or the actual feature offered, but these parts of the upgrades. The villager speed increase, the production speed increase, the trader arrival speed, the queen's patience, not as much, but yes, because it's a little slower, so that's good. Permanent burn duration, production yield boost, and +1 charges to resource nodes. These bonuses, the ones that I never mentioned after the first, very often after the first day in this new upgrades tree, but those are the things that I'm talking about for, you know, the things that I wanted to have before I got into Prestige. I wanted a lot of these to have stacked up and given me the option to be able to play them. And so since we don't have all those yet, that's why I've been waiting a little bit for Prestige, but also just because I don't really have the time to invest in getting to that level of skill and practice on the game to be able to stand in Prestige. I don't feel. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's kind of the way that I feel about it. So let's pick up a party and let's get rolling. This is only 6 people and no bonus people. We have 7, but it's harpies and 2 bonus people, or 6, but it's humans and 2 bonus people. This had some other bonus resources, additional bonus resources as well. 2 foods, but this one's cooked. Copper and tools versus extra planks. I think the 7 harpies is the best, even though it's 7 harpies. And of course we have all the base goods too. Then we can take a look at where we spend our 10 embarkation points on. And remember, this is because these are based on the distance from the Citadel now, not the difficulty you play at. The embarkation points are the same now no matter what difficulty you play at, because it has to do with distance, not with difficulty. So we get a lot of these right now that we don't normally get. So let's go with, we could go with another farm, although you know what? No, because I'm going to not focus on farming because there's only a small amount of fertile soil in this biome. So farming is kind of a no. Kind of a no. Not definitely a no, but kind of a no. Instead, we're going to have to rely on things like mushrooms from the trees and the ground, meat, of course, grain from the ground, and that's basically, and eggs from the ground, excuse me, also eggs from the ground. And that's basically it other than trading for food. So we're going to rely on the stuff from that's in resource nodes rather than farming so much. And then, yeah, so let's go with not a farm this time. We're going to go with the bonus people again. It's 2 points this time, but that's okay. I'm tempted to take either the coal or the oil. I would probably take the coal in this case because it's 4 versus the 5. But that would be a potentially good thing. I'll put it in there. We may take it back out again, but I'll put it in there. We are getting a good chunk of copper and tools, which is really good. We're going to also be able to mine copper and coal, which is also really good. But we could take probably some stone or some bricks. The stone is cheaper, so we probably should go with that. And then we could either take the reeds or the fabric, and the reeds are cheaper, so I would go with that. But I think we're going to ignore the wood and the planks. But that puts us at full at all of our points spent, which means no more food coming with. And I'm a little bit nervous about that as well. So I think I'm going to put back the stone. Yeah, I think I'm going to put back the stone. And I'm going to take the eggs and the vegetables, and we're going to embark. Alright, so of course we have our forest mysteries. Cricket mating grounds. Gain 30 insects for each discovered glade. That's good, because that includes the small glades as well as the danger of forbiddens. Looming darkness, we know. Flooded roads. During the storm, travel cost of trade routes increases by 2. So starting trade routes during the storm needs to be a definite bonus, definite benefit to us. Fog. Hostility 1, slowed move effect without housing. At Hostility 2, we have Aura of Fear. During the storm, all species resolve drops 100% faster. Not further, just faster. And then at Hostility 5, we have Charged Rain. Without complex food and services, we have Death. That's going to be the toughie. That'll be the toughie. We have the Land of Greed we talked about, which is going to boost the impatient speed growth 50%. But we can counteract some of that with trade routes. Levitating Monument, of course, and then Gathering Knowledge, which gathering speed is increased by 10% for every 2 workers assigned to gathering camps. All gathering camps, including woodcutters, I believe at least. It doesn't say no, so I'm assuming so. And then, of course, the giant organisms. So let's see here. We have a L-shaped design here. We have over here our first geyser. Thanks to the 1 fox we brought with us. The beaver gives us additional trade offers in each town. And the harpies give us extra coats, which is nice. Okay, so we don't get to see where fertile soil is. Getting a human in the marshlands is a really, really good thing. So maybe having taken that 6 human stack, even though it wasn't as good, would have been beneficial in that case. But that's okay, because I forgot about it, but also because we're fine here. So let's do 3 of these, like always, quote unquote, and let you all start building those, and we'll give you some roads to work on after that. And then we'll assign, of course, the 1 beaver to woodcutting, but also we'll assign a bunch of harpies to woodcutting, I guess. This is a harpy. That's probably for the best. Beaver plus harpies. Let's also do some... Yeah, we're already Hostility 1, thanks to that. We'll pop into that Danger Glade as our first one, just to get to that. We only have some smalls, though, here. So, opening Glades is going to be probably a year 2 proposition, which means let's just make it all bigger. I want to definitely put housing over here, so we're going to definitely do some tree trimming over here, because this is where the hearth is versus the storage. So let's put you over here. And also I forgot a road. Let's put that here too. Forgot my tic-tac-toe pattern. This can just be 3 harpies. And we'll move that over here. And then this one can be over here someplace too, probably. Maybe like that. And we'll put 3 harpies in there. And then, of course, we need a crude workstation at some point, so it might as well be now. And I would like to also do a rain collector to start with. You know what? I should just put this, up here, because we'll need it right away. And I'll make the decision on the makeshift post, depending on what we find. Our first building choice... I might go with the workshop. The furnace would be pretty good, though. Furnace would be pretty good. The kiln is a little less necessary in this biome because we can mine coal. Not that it's not necessary, although on the other hand, converting as much wood as possible into coal at 3 stars is actually a benefit for us. And it's a little bit harder to get wood from the trees here in this biome because they don't give bonus wood. So maybe the kiln is actually a good choice in thinking about it. We can decide. Let's go up to the 2nd speed level here and also take a look at our first cornerstones options. Oh, traders have 1 more perk. Amber for packs of trade good production. Since the update that moved around some of the recipes, I just don't feel like the trade goods are as accessible as they used to be. Probably don't need this one either. Lower resolve by 1 for every 3 levels of standing with other settlements in trade routes. Wow. Probably not either. This is kind of a bummer first set. I may re-roll these. I mean, this would be not a bad idea, I guess. It's a bummer of a first set, though. Push this maybe right there. I keep this one kind of over here. This one can be pushed out a little bit too. Just keep digging. Let's get some houses going then after that. Here. Gotta keep these guys moving so I can keep putting in houses here. And we have orders. Unless one of those cornerstones aligns with an order. 5 tools, which we have 14 because we started with that many. Gets us some parts, which we have a lot of, some fabric and some bricks. Or, leading 2 glade defense, gets us some planks, some more tools, and 3 people. I think I'll go with this one. I don't like giving up the tools, even though they're not as useful. Although it comes back, so maybe we could do it now. But 4 glades gets us glade event carry. Yeah, we'll do this one then, after that. Or 2 danger glade events. Bonus to copper ore production, 2 wildfire essence, and a little bit of coal. Okay, we'll do this one now. Since you've thrown it at me 3 times, I'm not going to turn it in now, though. I want to wait until we're at least at hostility, or at impatience 1. Alright, so... I think I'm going to re-roll this. We have 2 re-rolls, why not? 2 packs of provisions for every 10 herbs produced. I don't think we see herbs here, though. No, we have to farm them, and farming is a little bit. 3 mushrooms for every 10 grain produced. That's also not that great here. Excuse me. 1 ancient tablet for every 2 completed glade events. Tablets are sellable. But I think we want to do this reinforced axes. I'm a little torn as to which one of these I want. This one's out because I think it's just a little too early for it. And it's not, in my opinion, that great of a building except for the training gear. Although the barrels are pretty good in this biome because you get copper readily as long as you can make decent planks. You know what? Man, this is tough. I'm sure I'll have opinions on why each one of these is better than the other one. I'm going to risk it with not the kiln. Pie, I'm going to need a flour recipe to use. Copper, we'll need to be able to mine the copper to use. Bricks we can use right away, but I think I want the workshop. Stamping mills are really good flour recipe, pottery recipe as well, but we don't get any clay here. This is a good one too for tools and training gear. Really good building, actually. I think this one gives me a 1-star copper, which isn't a bad idea. This would get me scrolls, which 2 of the 3 races would use, but at 1 star. We get them 3 stars here, and then the 2-star ale, which would give us support for the beavers as well. I think, though, I'll go with the stamping mill and the flour recipe so we can turn some of these mushrooms into flour. It gives us that copper bar recipe. Not bad. Small farm comes up, but I'm going to take the big trapper's camp. Even more so probably than the herbalist camp, because that's 2 out of 3. The herbalist camp is only 1 out of 3, just the mushrooms. And we're going to get mushrooms from the trees, so I think we'll go with the trapper here. I like it. TM. Workshop can go here. We probably will end up with 2 workshops in the end, just because I think they have 2 slots, maybe 3, and they just make so many things that I think it's worth it. So that means we don't need this at all. Just delete this thing now that we just finished building it. Go away. Thank you. We can get people working in this right away. Assuming we have the stuff, which we do. Good thing I checked. Fabric is going to be this first, I think. Bricks are going to be stone, of course. Wait, did we bring stone? Did we use all the stone already? No, we didn't buy the stone. We bought the reeds. Yeah, that's dumb. We're going to get stone, though. We have stone here. In fact, we should probably build the stonecutter camp. Right there, and then we'll move it. And then we want the trapper's camp, and we'll build it right here, and it can stay there. You can live there. Let's see. You can go in here. For a little while, get a little bit of drizzle going. And then we can move on. Let's move this out this way further. Start another row of houses. We need 12. New feature. I love it. So that's 12. 12 divided by 3 is only 4 houses. We don't need this last house right now. Not going to build it then. Not going to waste my time. And we're just going to do the quick punt with a park. to get our bonus to the level 1 hearth. Yeah, they're all pretty much fine. I do want to put another road back here, though. I think. So maybe I want to do this differently. It's fine. I just won't put a road over that side. This can have... not our last harpy. We need to pull probably a couple of harpies from these. Put them in here. It also drops our hostility down to level 1, which is good. And you can just make whatever you can make, however much you want to make of it. I'm fine with that. We'll need to staff this up as well pretty soon, but we need to get these done. I don't know if I want to pull another woodcutter or not. Probably should. Probably should. Get some stone going so we can make bricks. And I want to keep that builder going. We don't have lizards, so that's a bummer for this biome. Because of all the meat and eggs and things. And half their buildings are bonused. Half the buildings that use meat and eggs for production are bonused to the lizards too, I think. Or it seems, anyway. But that's okay. Actually, I think I won't put a road through here either. That'll just be around the hearth thing. I think I'm going to sit on this until next year, actually. Although having another blueprint would be nice. Yeah, let's turn it in now. Since we're getting a lot more impatience. Rain mill comes again, but we don't really need that one. The press is kind of a meh. Druid's hut's also kind of meh, but gives us a crappy coat recipe, but the artisan's got a better one. Oil at 3 stars could be very useful. Incense isn't going to benefit anybody here. It's a human lizard thing, so we'd only be able to put it into packs to sell. So I think artisan may be our best bet here. We could also re-roll, but having 2-star coats and 2-star pigment would not be a bad idea. And 2-star barrels couldn't hurt either. Beavers like coats, and so do harpies. So that's 2 out of the 3, and that's an early service that we can take advantage of. And thank you to whoever told me that I was a moron for not doing that. Because they were right. I should have done it a long time ago. Actually, I should move you over here. I lied. I should have been doing that all along, and I wasn't. Actually, you know what? That doesn't matter. Let's put... because I still can't put it in there. Let's put this in here. And I may move it later, but I can move it for free, so it doesn't matter. Put that back there, even though we're not using it just this moment. And then the stamping mill is 2x2, so that'll go right in there. Get this done. Get this done. All the woods. I only have 1 builder, so that's why it's taking them a little bit of time, but that's okay too. Just about done. Oh, you finished over here? Alright, then you can move up here. And you can move up, or actually you can kind of face that way, which might help you clear that stuff out. And then you can move like this way to clear more over this way. Because they seem to like to focus more to the front of the building than the other sides. I think we're okay at Hostility 1. It's just going to be this trade route thing, which we need to build our trading post, as well as the fog. And the fog is good. We're good on that. We have enough housing for people. We could get that trading post up, though, because we can always move it later. It's cheap to move normally, but it's free to move in this modifier, or under this modifier. So, thanks to you. Yes, you. Most buildings. Not all, just most. Like, you can't move the hearth, obviously. Might be a couple more you can't move. I don't know. I'd love to get a farmstead in a levitating monument to see if you can move that. Not that I necessarily would want to, but I would love to see if you can. Things like that. Buildings like that. I should have probably focused more of them over here so that we can get into this this biome faster. So let's focus down that a little bit more. I'm going to take away this and actually force them over this way more. And have them actually come in this way. Go that way. Can I get one of you back in here? Yeah. In that case, you can come up here and join the fun, too. Already on. Turn those off then, too. I probably should have put a worker in here. It's okay. This one, Woodcutter's Prayer. +1 to wood production, but you lose all stored fuel. That would lose 146 wood and 70 coal. Ouch. Economic migration. Newcomers rely 15% quicker for every 1 level standing of other settlements. Interesting. Alarm bells. Workers have a 20% higher chance of producing double yields when the corruption rate is 150% or higher. Nah. All farms can plant mushrooms. This is great. Not in this biome. Because we're probably not going to see a farm, or very, very unlikely to see a farm. Watch, there'll be one in this first biome. This is very tempting. This is an ethereal one, which means that we have to... The game is paused until we decide here. Or we lose this one. This one is very tempting, just because of the way that this biome works. But also, I think we should do this one. I don't think I've ever done this one before. And we're going to start doing some trade routes anyway. We're going to need to, so I think we'll do that one, see what happens. And people. 3 or 2. 3 is probably the answer. It means more harpies, though, but it's alright. It's alright. They can be auxiliary workers. I can throw some of them in here. That can have a beaver, actually. We can put one of them in here. That's it. That's all we got. Oh, good. You're working on this one first. That's really great. I'm glad, actually. There's no way on my freaking road. What do we have? Caledon Cauldron. Large abandoned cache. Clarence Water. No, this is a Blight Cauldron, not the other one. Bunch of meat. Glad that I took that large trappers camp. And small mushrooms. So we'll have to set that building up too. So we have 13 minutes to solve it, or we get engine corrosion. Using water rain engine generates blight rot cysts 50% quicker. I'm assuming that's a permanent modifier for the town. Blight rot inside the rain punk cauldron feeds on everything it encounters. For every 20 food produced, 2 blight rot cysts are spawned in the settlement. We don't have this made yet, so we'd have to make it quickly. But we'd also need some materials that we actually do have. If we wanted to cleanse this, that would give us a point and 20 amber. This gets us bonus to oil production, some barrels, and planting crops bonus. I'm going to cleanse this one. This is kind of meh. We'd have to make the purging fire real quick, but I think we can pull that off. Let's go here to the blight post. Move this up here out of the way so I can put the blight post in there. Do this one first. And let's pull those harpies back out again. At least one of them. Possibly another one. And I could really use the fox. I'm going to have to send the fox up there. Which I will do. As soon as we have that purging fire made. And your clearance water geyser. Woodcutter's camp needs to move or to get more jobs. We'll give it more jobs. But I think I'm going to move one of them back down here just to keep working on that a little bit. And then these ones can clean up here. All that would be good too. Probably even all of this too. I thought I told you to do this one first. Do we not have the planks? We do have the planks. That's fine. Old Farloff. If I had 17 amber, I would buy that carpenter, probably. What's the copper production? Alright, I need to build a makeshift post, though, so I'll put that on the queue. Don't have it. We're not going to get there yet, but I want to make that soon. You're out of planks. Yeah, that's fine. Let's get this done. Anyway. I think I'm going to pass on Old Farloff this visit. Some packs to get some more harpies, but also harpy resolve, which would be really good. Harpies are cranky. Or we can get a supplier, which we don't need. Although the water skins are kind of good because we have leather in this biome, but it's okay. But high value trade routes, so I guess we'll do this one. And that one comes up again. Or no, this is just regular trade routes this time. This one, beaver resolve, more building materials, and some wood. Let's do this one. For reasons which are not really apparent to me. Harpy can go in here right away. I needed 6, I think it was. Go ahead and do that. Using wood for now is fine, I suppose. Yeah, 6. Get that going as fast as possible. Meanwhile, the other harpy's doing the other stuff. You know what? I think I'm going to pull you out of here, too. You can help build. Need to get this built. We need one more house. One more house. And Old Farloff is leaving, so we've been paused. Goodbye. Alright, we need to get this started. Let's get to... another harpy in there. No, no. Or yes, sorry, no. Eggs, I think, for now. We'll do something else later, but eggs for now. And that's fine. I don't have any of these, so I can't do any trade routes yet anyway. Where are we at with this? Alright, I'm going to pull you out now. You can start hauling things. I'm just going to put you in by yourself for right now, till we have the 6 purging fire done, and then I'm going to give you one of these 2 to help. That way our builder can keep building. I think we'll come over here. These 2. You still got a few trees to trim. Oh, yeah. Dumb. Okay, that's done. I think I'll put the builder harpy then in here. I think we're good now. I'll let them finish what they're working on, then I'm going to pull this one. And you can go help. Shorten the time a little bit. Mostly it's there for the effort. Alright. I don't have anybody available right now. They all have jobs. I suppose we could stage up this geyser pump. That'd be a good thing. They don't anybody to work on it, but once this is done, they'll work on it. This is a nice close forbidden glade. We'll probably hit that one up as we get to that point. But I think we'll have this one and this one opened up before that. And I don't know, maybe some of these small glades too. Although, like I said, there aren't very many. This is the only... These two, I guess, are the only ones we could really get to. Reasonably so. Now we have a few more that are in range that we could hit. We wanted to look for one of those obelisks or any of the other treasure stags that we didn't get before. Things like that. I'll make you a little bit closer here. We'll probably come around this way now. Maybe. Maybe not. Whatever. Whatever. How are you doing? Minute and a half. That'll be nearly the end of the storm before you're done. What do we have here? Can we pull? Probably. Probably should. Pull. You know what? I want you up here. That's 1, 2. There we go. Let's do that. These folks can move a little closer in. Likewise for you. Do I want to do another glade already? I probably should. I don't know that I want to, but I probably should. This... Wait, I have a builder? Or do I have 2 builders? Oh, because I just pulled those out. Right, of course. Duh. That was our automaton, so that'll get us started. Get us some clearance water going. Harpies are not happy. Let's all be surprised at that. Broad revelation there. We don't really need you in that job anymore, so let's put you in back in here. Somebody back in here. You've made... Wait, let me turn that off. You've made the packs of provisions. Let's take a look, but I don't think I want these because... No, we don't have the thing. Never mind. The, or yes, we do. Yes, we do. These would have to be very good in order to accomplish them, or in order to want to do them. Because this is the... I think this is what they're talking about for the travel cost. So, 6 and 3, 108, 150. That's actually a pretty good deal. I don't have any of these. 138 and 150, that's not a good deal. Probably don't want to sell the coal. It's not a good deal anyway. That's not a good deal. So this one's the only one that's actually a good deal. Let's just do one of those. The only one that's a good deal that we have, I should say. Just do one of those. Another building. Grain, roots, and vegetables. We get grain. That's it. Forester's hut? Nah. Mushrooms and herbs, if we had fertile soil. That would be tempting. But we don't. So maybe I go with the kiln. Maybe. After all. Let's do it. Let's do it. I said no, and then I did it anyway. I'm going to move this building, I think, over here and put the kiln right up against storage there. It's, of course, a lizard bonus building, but that's fine. We don't need that. We could make jerky, though. I'll give you both of those options, because we're going to get that. Let's get you switched to coal. And then you're going to crank out the coal otherwise. And we'll see what we can put in there. Trade route completed. Great. Over here? Oh, the harpy left. Dang it. I stopped paying attention to it, and look what happens. I don't think I'm going to give up my pipes. It's a good deal, but... Three becomes 2. So really, those pipes are worth a little bit more than that to me, because I don't have a better recipe. So they're worth more like 165, which is what the copper is. But still, that's still a good deal. It's actually a better deal than the copper is. Let's do it. Just one, though. It's not that great of a deal. It's not that great of a situation, I should say. Porridge production increased by +1 for every 150 units of drizzle water produced. Traders will have 1 more perk for sale. Scouts work 10% faster on glade events for every firekeeper assigned to a hearth. And sharp sickles, +2 to herb production. That one's a no. This one's a maybe. This one's a maybe. This one's a maybe. I think this one's interesting. Prayer book. We'll go with it. What do we have here, by the way? How do I have no stone? Oh, I'm using it for bricks, of course. Duh. Well, but wait a minute. I guess I am. We need more stone. We need more stone stuff. Ouch. Alright, close that. That was the person in here. It's fine for now, then. People would be good. 3 or 3. Let's go with the not harpy option. Yeah, we'll go with the not harpy option. That means that I want to swap in a beaver or 2 here. And we need to build that herbalist for the mushrooms. Yep. And do I want to open another glade? I kind of feel like I do. I'm going to put another person in here. You can go there. You can have one of these, just one. Let's actually grab this person too, or these people too. And let's do maybe this. I think that'll work. We get somebody to work in here, even if it's not the right species there. Pottery, no. Flower, mushroom flower. I guess we could also do root flower. But we're not going to get very much in the way of roots. So what does the stone give us? Roots. Maybe we will. Copper bars, when we see them, you can smelt them. There you go. Okay. We have Forgotten Temple of the Sun, Brickyard. Ooh. Medium abandoned cache, copper, swamp wheat, and stone. That's good. Good timing on the stone. Oh, it's right here too. That's nice. Let's do one of you, 2 of you on the Forgotten Temple of the Sun. We don't have any of that stuff but the wildfire essence. We don't have enough tools. Damn it. Can we make any of this stuff? I don't even think we can make any of this stuff. We can make coats. Okay. I mean, if nothing else, we can use the wildfire essence. I don't like to use it because it's used in the hearths, and that would put us down to only being able to build 1 hearth. It's also used in the automatons, which I can't remember how much they cost, but I think it was at least 1, if not 2. But this may be our only choice. How soon until the trader arrives? 2:29. This is going to take a minute 10 out of 7, almost 8. I think I'm going to have to do the wildfire essence. I don't like it, but I think I'm going to have to. I just don't think we're going to have the time for it. And the luck of them bringing what I want. Luckily, this is a Harpy's task here. So we're going to put them to work on that. Do we want this stuff yet? I'd like to have the coats yet. This is also Harpy task, so we can get started on that. And eventually we'll get this one started as well, but I don't know that I want it yet, because we need to build 1 more house. Trade route completed. I'm going to sit on that one until the next season, I think. Another house. Woodcutter's camp is done, but not there and here. Is that the large wheat? It is large wheat. Dang it. We can use the forager camp. Although I could look at these and see if there's any ones that came available. The answer to that is, no. Well, it's actually not bad. We could probably do this one. It's just planks are so scarce right now still, but I think I'll do it anyway. They should kind of focus on plank making pretty good, I think. I could make them do it, but... You know what I probably should have done, though? I probably should have built some harpy houses instead of the junkie house. Like 4 of these would be really good, I think. Oh, why don't I budge this over a little bit, and then we can put a road in here. Okay, we can get that unloaded. We got some tablets, so those will be good to sell to the trader when the trader arrives. I'll go ahead and turn this in, because the other one's got 30 seconds left on it. 30 seconds left on the clock. And I could probably get you guys to go ahead and rebuild this too. The reason to do this is the crystallized dew. The other recipes are useless to me, but we really need crystallized dew for the fox houses. So that's the reason to rebuild this. Unfortunately, the other ones are bummers. Wait, why are you saying that's an improvement? We already have a 2-star brick recipe here. Oh, you're a 3-star brick recipe. Never you mind. Never you mind. Alright, so, yeah, I'm glad I didn't wait. You didn't have anything that would have helped me there. No. Maybe. Probably. Bonus to coat production would be good as well, though. We could almost afford it. I could sell the tablets, though, to afford these things a little bit better. Don't need that one. Anything that I want from you otherwise? These are much cheaper to buy at this stage than to make. So I think we will sell these 3 tablets for some of these, all of these, plus some of this. There. Ooh, that's a really good balance on the trade there. What else do I want to do? Anything else that I want to do? Probably, but no. We'll buy this one and we'll buy that one. And that gets me this building, which is really good for the wheat. Alright, so I think, though, we should leave this here. It's about normal length. We can turn this one in, though. We have to build another... No, we don't have to build any more houses, because we're building a bunch of houses. Turn that one in. That'll make us in a much better place here. And then we can come back in the next episode, keep our progress going, open up this glade for sure in the next year. Maybe do the Forbidden Glade after that. Maybe. May do some of the small glades just to see if we can find some of those events. Any suggestions on these you might have? Leatherworker would get us the water skins, which would be really good. This could be really good too, though, for all 3 of those recipes. This one, not so much. I mean, it would be good for the coats, better coats in the water skins as well. Packs of luxury goods, meh. So maybe the smelter's the best. Otherwise, we could get the tea doctor, but can't make either of those things yet. And the tea doctor's otherwise bonus is +1 to global resolve for every 200 units of any complex food consumed retroactively. We haven't consumed any complex food yet, so it doesn't help us. But any input you have on that, of course, by all means, let me know, and we will give it a try in the next episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you then. Bye for now.